topic in this section, translated hyperbolas, where what is changing is that the center shifts from origin to some point hk. Okay, so instead of having the center at origin, now our center shifts to some other point. The focal and the conjugate axis will still remain either horizontal or vertical. Okay, so in this case your focal axis is horizontal parallel to x-axis, and the conjugate axis is parallel to y-axis. In the other case where you're shifting your center to hk, in this case your focal axis is parallel to y-axis, it is vertical, and your conjugate axis is parallel to x-axis. So you will have either of these two situations where your axis is either perpendicular or horizontal, but your focus is now shifted to hk, in the center, sorry, has shifted to hk instead of origin. So this is the difference between your standard hyperbolas and the translated hyperbolas. Okay, so accordingly this is the change in the equation. So the equation where your focal axis is parallel to x-axis, where it is horizontal, okay, in that case the equation will be of this form: x minus h whole square divided by a square minus y minus k square by b square equals to 1. So basically what you are doing is replacing x by x minus h and replacing y by y minus k in the standard equation. Okay, so in the standard equation, if you do this change, you will get the translated equation of the translated hyperbola. And same for the other one. So if your axis is vertical, the focal axis, if it is vertical, then in that case this is the equation. So it is in the first case parallel to x-axis, so your x term will have a positive sign and y square term will have a negative sign. And when it is parallel to y-axis, the focal axis parallel to y-axis, then in that case your y square term is going to have a positive sign and x square term has to be a has to have a negative sign. Okay, so are these equations clear? Okay, and in this case when we find the equations of the asymptotes, how do we find the equations? We use that shortcut method where we replace this 1 with 0. Just substitute 0 here in place of 1 and then solve them. So these are the two equations of the asymptotes which you are going to get for this type of hyperbola. One is y equals to b by a x minus h plus k, and the other one is y is equal to minus b by a h minus x minus h plus k. Okay, so these are the equations of the two asymptotes which you get in case your focal axis is parallel to x axis. Okay, if your focal axis is horizontal, then these are the equations, and if your focal axis is vertical, then the equations are given here. Y is equal to a by b x minus h plus k, and y is equal to minus of a by b. So the only difference which you will notice is the slopes, they get reciprocals of each other. Okay, so here if you have b by a, here you will have a by b. The second case is when your focal axis is vertical parallel to y-axis, and the first case is when focal axis is horizontal, that is parallel to x-axis. So in the same way as you did in the standard position, here also you will have the similar thing, that your asymptote is y is equal to minus b by a or plus b by a into x minus h plus k. Okay, and in the other case it is a by b or minus of a by b. So in fact if you see these uh, pairwise, they will be perpendicular to each other. Okay, how do you know from the slopes that two lines are perpendicular? Yes,
Then their product is minus 1.
product of what?
Product of their slopes is minus 1.
Slopes, yes. So if I look at this line, slope is minus b by a, and if I look at this line, the slope is a by b. So if you find the product, it is minus 1. So in fact this asymptote is going to be perpendicular to this, and the second one here is going to be perpendicular to this one. Okay, so product of their slopes is going to be -1. So the asymptotes are going to be orthogonal pairwise, one from here and one from here. You can see they are orthogonal to each other. Okay, so all these facts are clear. Is the diagram okay? You can see A is this length, so this point will have coordinates h plus a and k, and then this point will be h minus a and k. Focus is c units away from the center, so h plus c and h minus c. Then the other point which you need to complete your rectangle, that is b units above your center, so the y coordinate will be k plus b and k minus b. So this is how you can make your rectangle. Then passing through the corners of your rectangle, you will have uh, the two asymptotes, the diagonals basically, which you extend to form the asymptotes, and then you can use them as your guiding lines to complete your branches of the hyperbola. Okay. So this is one example where you have to find the equation and then sketch it. Okay, so I'll just take the empty graph to begin with. So vertices are given to us 0, 6 and 6, 6. Okay, so one point is here. This is one vertex. Say I call it V1, and the other vertex is here 6, 6. Okay, now one more thing, focus is foci are 10 units apart. So we can firstly figure out the position of the foci, but before that, which is your axis, the focal axis? Where will your foci lie, on which axis? What is the focal axis for this hyperbola?
Y equals 6.
Y equals to 6. So this horizontal line is going to be your focal axis because it contains the two vertices. Okay, so vertices are going to lie on the focal axis, same axis on which foci lies. So if this is your focal axis, the equation of the focal axis is y equals to 6. What else do we get to know for this hyperbola? Can we find out the center?
Yes, ma'am.
It is, where is the center located?
3,6.
3,6. So this center point is halfway between the two vertices. Okay, midpoint of the line segment joining the two vertices. So coordinates of the center will be 3,6. Okay, horizontal coordinate is 3, vertical coordinate is 6. Now foci, they are 10 units apart. So what are the positions of the two foci? If I take F1 on this side and F2 on the side of V2, what will be the coordinates of F1 and F2? What are the coordinates of the foci on the side of V1?
-2,6.
-2,6. Okay, so you have to move 5 units to the left of center. Okay, so move 3 units, you come here, and then 2 more units. So this is your first foci, -2,6, and the other one is 5 units on the other side. So horizontally you are here at 6, so 7 and then 8. This is your second foci. Vertically you are at the same place, so 6 is your y coordinate. So these are your two foci. Okay, what else do we know for this hyperbola? Can we find out the value of b?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, what is it, or how do you find this?
Ma'am, we know that A is 3 and C is 5, so B would be 4.
Okay, so we can use the relation between A, B, C, and we can find the value of C. So, secondly, what format is it? What is the format of the equation?
X square by
X minus
minus h whole square by a square minus y minus k whole square by b square is equal to 1.
Yes, so this is a horizontal focal axis question. So your format will be x minus h. H in this case is, so your C is 3 comma 6, which means your h is 3 and k is 6. Okay, so these are the values which you are going to get. So the equation of your hyperbola is x minus 3 whole square by a square. A we already know is 3. Okay, so this length is 3. So accordingly you will take a square, and minus of y minus 6 whole square divided by b square. So b we can find using the relation between ABC, and it comes out to be 4 and then equals to 1. Okay, so these are the steps. B comes out to be 4 and the equation is x minus h whole square by a square. A is 3, so a square is 9, minus y minus 6 divided by b square. B is 4, so b square is 16 equals to 1. These are the this is the equation of your hyperbola. Now if we have to plot it, we have to firstly form that rectangle. The rectangle is having the one side dimension is 6, which is 2a, and the other side dimension is 2b. So b is 4 in this case. So from the center, move 4 units up and 4 units down. Complete the rectangle which has sides 8 and 6. Okay, so 2a and 2b are the dimensions of your sides of the rectangle. Then passing, or if you extend the diagonals, you would be getting the asymptotes. So I'll try to draw a straight line. Okay, so here is one asymptote and the other one will be along the other diagonal. So extend the diagonals to form the two asymptotes. This is your foci and this is the vertex. Again here this is the vertex and this is the foci. So you just need to start from this vertex, and using these asymptotes or these diagonals as your guiding lines, you have to complete the branches. So on the left side, start from the vertex and you consider this as your tangent to that branch, and you can just complete it. So try to make it as symmetric as possible, and on the other side also. So that's the sketch of your hyperbola. Okay, these are your two branches. And what are the equations of the asymptote? Equations of the asymptote, how do you find them?
Plus or minus 4 by 3 into x minus 3 plus a.
Okay, so it seems only 2-3 students are attending, others are not responding. I think I'll have to ask students specifically. Okay, so I'll move on to the asymptote part here. Use the equation, equate it to 0 if you want to go by the from the very beginning. So you can follow this procedure. So this gives you the equation of the two asymptotes. Take the square root on both sides. So you get y minus 6 is plus or minus of 4 by 3 into x minus 3. So you can directly also do it, but in case you want to just do it from the very beginning. Okay, so you can just replace that 1 by 0 and then solve it. So you will get these equations, which is nothing but y is equal to 4 by 3. So what is 4 by 3? It is in fact b by a. Okay, so the equation is y is equal to b by a into x minus h, which is 3 plus k. So k is 6 in this case. So this is one equation, and the other one is having the negative sign. Rest everything is same. So if you substitute the value of b by a and then you just simplify, so my first one becomes 4 by 3 x minus 3 plus 6. So you can simplify it further, 4 by 3 x, and this part is minus 4 plus 6 gives you plus 2. So you get this equation, and the second one is minus 4 by 3 into x minus 3 plus 6. So when you simplify this further, you will get minus 4 by 3x, and this into 3 will give you plus 4, and then you have plus 6, so that gives you plus 10. So either you can directly do it like this and get the equations, or you can replace that 1 by 0 and then you can solve it. So you will in both the cases reach the same set of equations. Is this clear to all, how to find asymptote, equation of asymptote? Liana, is it clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, is it compulsory to simplify the equation of asymptote? Can you just write it y is equals to plus minus 4 by 3 x plus minus 3 plus 6?
Yes, it is fine. If you leave it like that also, it is fine. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so I'll proceed to the second question. Here asymptotes are given to you, and you are required to find the equation of the hyperbola and then the graph of the hyperbola. So equation of asymptotes is given. Now what all information do we have? I have drawn or sketched the two lines. Okay, so what all information do we get from here? Let me see. Chippy, can you try and answer this? What do we get to know when we draw these two asymptotes? What information does it provide us for the required hyperbola?
I think we'll get h2.
Which is, what is that point called? H and K is a specific point. What is that called for the hyperbola?
Center.
Center. So what is H and what is K? Calculate and tell me. When you find the values of H and K, what do you get? Okay, Anshad, are you listening? Prince?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, how
Ma'am,
will
I
you...
think that it can open both ways. Only asymptotes are mentioned.
Both?
Ma'am, it can open both ways. Like it can be horizontal or vertical.
Okay, that
Ma'am,
is fine, but
I don't think we get the mind.
how will you find
which way?
that point HK? How will you find? Center, how will
Ma'am,
you find?
ma'am, like if we know which way it will open, we can find by the formula. If it is a vertical one, we can put the value like x minus h square by a square plus y minus b by y minus k by b square equal to 0, and we can equate that.
Okay, before that, how will you find H and K? That is what I'm asking.
Ma'am, that I don't know.
That you don't know. Okay, if I give you one more condition that it passes through origin, can you tell which side is it going to open? Is it horizontally placed, the focal axis, or Is it vertical?
Um,
If I say it passes through origin, can you
ma'am,
tell?
ma'am, what passes through the origin?
If I give you this additional condition that it passes through origin, then can you
Ma'am, the
tell
hyperbola.
which side will it open? The hyperbola passes through origin.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, then I can, ma'am, tell.
Is it opening up, down, or is it opening left, right, like this?
Ma'am, left, right. Ma'am, left, right.
Left, right, yes. So it has to pass through origin. So obviously it has to be somewhere here. Okay, it can't be
Yes.
up and down. Okay, so this much you can tell. Okay, let me see. I'll ask someone else now. Sanya.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, the same question to you. How would you find HK?
Ma'am, we'll solve the two equations and we get H as 3 and K as 1.
H is 3 and K is 1. So you can see it from here also, from the diagram. So these are the coordinates of this point, and this is actually your center. So intersection of the two asymptotes is the center point. Okay, and the second thing which we have already seen is that the branches will be on the left and right because it has to pass through origin. So your axis will be placed horizontally. So what is the equation of the focal axis, Sanya? Equation of the focal axis.
Ma'am, equation of the focal axis will be y is equal to 1.
Y is equal to 1. Okay, fine. Okay, so I'll proceed now with the solution part. Point of intersection comes out to be 3, 1, which is your center. So this is your H and this is your K. Then focal axis is parallel to X axis. This we get to know from the fact that it is passing through origin. Okay, so from there only we can, because your branches will now have these lines as the asymptotes. Okay, so either the branches will be like this, above and below, or they will be on the right and left side. So there is no other option but to have your branches on the left and the right, enclosed between these two lines. So this we get to know from the fact that it is passing through origin. Now next thing which we get to know is the values of A and B. What is the relation between A and B? So since your asymptotes are these two, we will write them in this form. So if I just go back again, here if you see what is happening when your axis is horizontal, this is our situation. In this case, the equation of your asymptotes is given by y minus k. You can also write this as y minus k is equal to b by a x minus h. So basically if we subtract k from y and h from x, whatever is the coefficient of x, that number is giving us b by a. So you can check both the equations of the asymptotes, and this number which you find is either plus b by a or minus b by a, and accordingly you will get the relationship between a and b. Okay, so I'll go back to the question. So here when I take up this first one, so I have to write it in the form y minus k. K is 1 in this case, so I'll write y minus 1 is equal to, when I do minus 1 here, it is automatically minus 3 on the other side. So my first equation can be written like this. Okay, and my second equation I can again subtract a 1 on both sides. So I'll get y minus 1 is equal to minus x plus 3, which I can write like this. So you can compare these with the standard equation of the asymptotes, and this will give you that b by a is equal to 1. So first one is of the type y minus k is equal to b by a into x minus h. Second one is y minus k is equal to minus of b by a x minus h. So that means your b by a comes out to be 1, and that means a is equal to b. Is it clear till this stage how to find the relation between A and B?
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, it directly complex is called B by A, no?
I didn't hear you properly. What did you say? Can you repeat?
Ma'am, am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, your voice is breaking.
Ma'am, I say that indirectly coefficient of x is b by a, na?
Yes, coefficient of x. But when you have to write it in this form, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Write it in this form and then tell that p by a is 1, okay? Because you may have some coefficient here also along with y, okay? Like it could be of the type say 2y equals to whatever. So first write it in the proper form and then only identify what is b by a, okay?
Ma'am,
Yes.
y is focal
Okay,
axis
ma'am.
parallel to x-axis.
Why
Why the focal axis is parallel to x-axis? I didn't understand this part.
okay, see, focal axis has to pass through the center, okay, that is for sure. Now either it will be horizontal like this or it will be vertical. Now if it is vertical, then it means your focus, so this is your center, your vertex would be somewhere here and then would be your focus, and then your branch will be like this or like this. So this is how your hyperbola will be placed, okay, if your axis is vertical. But does that give you the second condition satisfied? Does it satisfy the second condition if I make the branches like this? Please respond.
Ma'am, the condition of like passing through the origin.
Yes. We have to keep this in mind also. Did you understand?
I'm not getting it.
See, your hyperbola should pass through origin. So this red line is your hyperbola branch, the two branches.
Okay, got it.
Okay, they
Got
should
it.
one of the branches should go through origin, but that will not happen if you make a vertical axis, focal axis. Okay, so
Okay,
your
ma'am.
axis
Yeah,
has
got
to be horizontal. Okay. So all these parabola, hyperbolas and translated conics which we are having are going to have axis either vertical or horizontal. No other option. I mean, no rotated axis we are going to consider. So only horizontal or vertical. So in this case, the the vertical axis possibility is ruled out because your hyperbola has to pass through origin. So the only option is that the axis has to be horizontal. Okay, then from the fact that it passes through origin, so this is our form, and you can replace b by a or a by b, whatever you want to do, and then you can substitute 0 0. So it passes through origin, which means when you put x equals to 0, y equals to 0, your equation should be satisfied. Okay, and since your a and b are same, so this gives us that a square or b square both are equal to 8. So this is the equation of your hyperbola which you are going to get. And then once you have found out a and b, you can also find out c, and you can find the coordinates of the focus. What is the value of c in this case? How much is c?
2 root 8.
2 root 8. So your relation is c square is equal to a square plus b square. Okay. So it is 2 into 8. And so you can say c is equal to, isn't it 4? Isn't it 4?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, okay. So that comes
Oh,
out
yeah.
to be 4. Okay, so that means your focus is situated 4 units on either side of your center. So what will be the coordinates of your focus? One focus is 4 units on the right side, which means it is having coordinates 7, 1. Okay, so this is 3, then 4, 5, 6 and 7. So here is one of the foci, 7, 1, and the other one is situated 4 units to the left. So you move 3 and then one more unit. So the coordinates are -1, 1. These are your two foci, and a square is 8, which means a is root of 8, which is 2 root 2. So you will have to approximately mark 2 root 2 is approximately, how much is the value?
And 2.8.
2.8 approximately. Okay, root 2 is 1.414, so you can take 2 root 2 approximately 2.8. So this means your two vertices are placed approximately this much unit to the left and right of your center. Okay, so you have to go 2.8, which is almost 3 units to the right side. So it is somewhere here. So this is your focus. Okay, and this is the center. This is one vertex, say I call it V2. Coordinates of V2 will be 3 plus 2 root 2 comma 1. The other vertex is 3 units approximately to the left side, so somewhere here. Okay, you will have V1. V1 has coordinates 3 minus 2 root 2 comma 1. Okay, so starting from the vertices, using these lines as your asymptotes and the guiding line, you have to complete your branches. So we also know that it passes through origin, so here it should go like this. Okay, and then it will ultimately start getting parallel. So it will be somewhat like this on this side, and on the other side again start from the vertex, move close to your asymptote. So these are the branches of your hyperbola.